In today's video, we are going for Horizon Zero Dawn's Platinum Trophy. Released in 2017, this is the story of Aloy, a girl raised as an outcast, surviving in a world overrun by robot dinosaurs, ancient technology, and people who are way too invested in tribal politics. Before getting into the video, if you're enjoying my content or you're new, please consider subscribing, dropping a like, or even a comment. It really does help me more than you'd know. As soon as we load in, we're introduced to Rost, another outcast. He's performing a naming ritual for our main character, which the local tribe is, less than thrilled about. 6 years later, Aloy immediately falls into a massive hole in the ground, which turns out to be an old world underground lab. She's been explicitly told not to go into places like this, but unfortunately, gravity does not care about tribal rules. While escaping, we find an ancient artifact that lets Aloy see echoes of the past. It's essentially what Google Glass wanted to be. With some help from the mysterious AI, we make it out, and Rost is already waiting by the exit.
No, it must just be a weird coincidence.
Apparently, nearly dying alone underground was the final requirement for hunting lessons. So Rost introduces us to the machines that roam this world, and since there's a trophy for scanning every machine, we immediately start doing our unpaid research work. The scream leads us to a Nora kid in trouble. This is also where we learn that the Focus can track machine paths. We guide him to safety, earn our first trophy, and learn of the Proving, a trial where the victor is granted one wish by the village elders. Aloy's wish? To finally learn who her mother was, and why she's been an outcast since birth. After years of training, on the day before the Proving, Rost gives us one final test and sends us beyond the embrace to take down a sawtooth. We get agonisingly close to taking down the beast, but then this happens. Oh, I actually got fucking done by it. The second attempt goes much better, thanks to traps, weak points, and significantly less panicking, which earns us the trophy that perfectly describes the experience. Hold that.
Really?
With that out of the way, we can focus on grabbing some MISC trophies, and after stealth killing 10 machines and performing 3 death from above attacks, we arrive at Mother's Heart. They're not too friendly at first, but we are reintroduced to Tirsa, the only elder that doesn't treat Aloy like she's Jeffrey Dahmer. The next day, the Proving begins, and while everyone else grabs one machine part and moves on, I completely misunderstand the assignment and proceed to kill everything, which does at least earn me a trophy for tearing off 10 components. After actually claiming a Grazer trophy, it's a straight race to the finish. We're able to save some time by taking an abandoned path and claim victory, but we're immediately ambushed by cultists. Even so, we earn the Triumph the Proving trophy. What follows is a very stylish cleanup operation, which is fortunate because there's a trophy for landing 30 headshots on human enemies.
Oh!
What a shot! Anyway, Rost sacrifices himself to save Aloy and rolls her off a cliff. And she wakes up back in Mother's Heart, victorious, traumatised, and still confused about her origins. This is when Tirsa introduces us to our mother, which is apparently the mountain, but the mountain says no thanks.
Entry denied.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
There's no time to unpack that though, and after several minutes of tribal politics, we're finally allowed to leave the embrace. Or at least we try to, because before we can even make it out, we are introduced to something far worse than metal horses. Zombie metal horses. As well as this, a corruptor. This is a machine that infects others and makes them significantly more aggressive. We do manage to take it down and upgrade our bow to earn the first modification trophy for using a coil on a weapon. And we also learn how to corrupt machines for ourselves. Now that faster travel is on the table, the world opens up completely, and so does the trophy list. Just outside of the embrace, we meet Varl. He has a side quest that sends us into the wilds in search of a Nora Warchief. But because our middle name is Sidetracked, we instead pick up the trophies for climbing and scanning a Tallneck, reaching level 10, finish the remaining human headshots in a bandit camp, clearing said bandit camp, which kind of broke the game until you speak to this guy.
Go ahead and take.
Oh. That was dumb as hell. And finally, finding our first ancient vessel. There are 12 of these to collect across the map, but we'll grab the rest of them later on. Eventually, we find Warchief Sona, but as an act of revenge, firstly, we need to clear the remaining bandits in the area. This mission requires you to sneak through their base and shoot some explosives, which goes exactly how anything involving me and stealth usually goes. After reverting back to what I know best, taking the unstealthy route, we are able to explode the blaze barrels, take out the cultists and their machines, and grab the victorious with the Warchief trophy. Our next destination is Meridian, the capital of the Karja Sundom, but the path there is currently sealed off thanks to the corrupted machines. Clearing one of the zones in the valley earns us a trophy, as well as the realisation that the naming department absolutely gave up halfway through development. Oh, that was fucking well good. After clearing the corrupted and passing through the point of no return, the game wastes no time reminding us that everything outside the starting area wants us dead.
Storm
That doesn't sound good. Oh! Machines get bigger and angrier, which is great for levelling up, but less great for my health bar, which at this point can't handle a Stormbird. There's no way I'm killing this thing. What the fuck? Inside Meridian, we meet Erend, a loyal, well-meaning man who looks like he hasn't been sober since the tutorial. He asks for help tracking down his sister's killers, and since there's a trophy attached, we agree. This quest involves investigations, an ambush, several more deaths than it should have, and the discovery that his sister is still alive.
Barely.
In her dying breath, she tells us that the outlaw named Derval is planning something catastrophic for Meridian. We manage to stop him just in time, save the Sun King, and earn the Save the Meridian from its foe trophy, while Erend gets some very delayed closure. Continuing the main story, we track down Olin, another focus user, and learn that the cultists are part of the Eclipse, worshipping a buried AI called Hades. We're then sent to Maker's End, where the old world finally comes into focus. No pun intended. The holograms reveal everything. The machines weren't accidents, the apocalypse was self-inflicted, and Project Zero Dawn was humanity's last attempt to rebuild life after extinction. After meeting Silence, voiced by the absolute GOAT himself. Is that Lance Reddick?
For years, I've suspected that feral robots destroy.
We earned the Learned of the Ancient Past trophy and officially enter the Platinum grind. From here, we go trophy hunting, finding our first metal flower and overriding all of the remaining tool necks, which allows us to finally see the full map.
Fuck skin. Nice.
Up until now, fast travel had been limited due to needing fast travel packs, but after successfully stealing the skin of a fox, we are able to purchase the golden fast travel pack, which just allows for unlimited fast travel. With that unlocked, we can move around the map much more efficiently and manage to earn the trophies for clearing up the remaining bandit camps and hitting level 25 along the way. Next up, hunting grounds. Here, there are 15 trials across 5 locations, each focused on efficiency, creativity, and bullying machines in very specific ways. Depending on how fast you can complete each challenge, you will be rewarded with either a half sun, a full sun, or a blazing sun. We earn our first trophy for earning at least a half sun mark in all 3 trials, but eventually we then earn the blazing suns at 1 ground for earning the top rank in all 3 of the challenges at the Nora hunting grounds, which I was clearly pleased about.
We're going right for it! Yes! Yes!
There is another trophy for getting a blazing sun across all 12 challenges, but we'll come back to that, because better gear equals less suffering. Before continuing the main story, we reach a cave that was mentioned earlier by an NPC, which happens to be our first cauldron. Cauldrons are essentially machine dungeons. This one, Sigma, ends with overriding the core, which earns the first core overridden trophy, which in turn unlocks the ability to override stronger machines. With that done, we head to the Grave Horde at Silent's request. Here we learn more about the robot plague and how it spread across the globe uncontrollably. But before we can go any further, we stumble upon the Eclipse tampering with an old world machine, which turns out to be a Deathbringer, and of course it goes amazingly well.
Oh dear.
Despite being an absolute tank, it turns out that Tribal Arrows still does the trick.
How's that?
In the War Room, we learn more about Project Zero Dawn, as well as more about Elizabeth Sobek, who is clearly very important and definitely not being foreshadowed heavily. Long story short, the main Zero Dawn facility is under Sunfall, the Kaja Citadel, but the Eclipse presence makes investigation impossible. Silence has a plan though. He suggests crashing the Eclipse's focus network to sever their communications, but for that, we need to break into their base and unplug their router. As we try to destroy the network, atop the decommissioned toolneck, we accidentally summon Hades, which must be absolutely horrifying for someone who uses a bow and arrow on a daily basis. Aloy does complete her mission, and after successfully escaping Assassin's Creed style, we crash the Eclipse network trophy pops. From here, we infiltrate Sunfall, descend into the Zero Dawn facility, and learn the truth. There was no way to stop the plague. Civilians were lied to and told to fight the robots, but in reality they were just buying more time for Project Zero Dawn to finalise so that it could rebuild life after extinction. Deeper inside, Sobek explains the plan. Build an AI capable of restoring Earth using machines. Everything starts to connect. Cauldrons, machines, even Hades. We retrieve the Alpha Registry, the part needed to repair our mountain mother back in the Embrace. But before leaving, Helis, the guy who nearly showed us what full damage feels like at the Proving, repels in like Tom Clancy and knocks us out. We wake up, earn the Discovered the Truth trophy, and find ourselves imprisoned.
2 very boring minutes later.
After a cutscene that takes way too long, our focus is destroyed and we get thrown into a gladiator arena, Clone Wars style. With no weapons, our only option is to improvise. The behemoth's charge attack is its downfall, and after leading it to smashing a few pillars, we are reunited with our gear. The only problem now is that we don't have a focus, but through playing the game thus far, we know that anything that glows is getting shot off. The behemoth does actually take a while to fall, but it eventually does. Helis is left embarrassed, and we are cooked. That is until Silence arrives to save the day, with overridden machines to save us. During his boring monologue, Helis revealed that he had ordered the Nora to be wiped out, which normally we wouldn't care about, because fuck those guys, but unfortunately that's where the mountain that birthed us is located. The objective now is to reach Mother's Heart, but to do that we'll have to go through a goddamn T-Rex, which goes about as well as you would expect. Thankfully though, some kind members of the Eclipse had left their Deathbringer weapons laying around, which absolutely dismantled the Thunderjaw, and then it was just down to Aloy and the Nora Braves to whittle down the rest of his health bar. We make it back into the mountain and update the Alpha Registry, and this time, our mountain mama accepts us.
Great success.
Inside, the truth is revealed. Aloy is actually a clone of Elizabeth Sobek, but was created by Gaia to reboot life on Earth. This was a failsafe, however, and it has been confirmed that Hades has seized control and will wipe out the Earth in 53 days. For completing the mission, we earn the Broke the Siege of Allmother trophy, and then once again, we are sent off travelling. Our next destination is Gaia Prime, and we must retrieve the Master Override, which will give us the power to purge Hades once and for all. The climb to Gaia Prime is long, but as soon as we reach the top, we are introduced to our old foe.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Turns out that the Stormbird is still OP, even at level 31, and with some of the best gear in the game.
Oh, this is fucking ridiculous.
It did take me a few tries to get the better of the big bird, but thanks to an old weapon that I had forgotten about, we were able to tie down the machine and shoot off the weak points.
Go down. Go down. Yes!
Inside Gaia Prime, we retrieved the Master Override and add it to our spear so that it now has the power to purge Hades. This earns the Recovered a Powerful Weapon trophy, and we begin our next mission, which is the Looming Shadow. PSN profiles heavily suggest obtaining all other trophies before completing the Looming Shadow, so that's what we do. We grab the trophies for unaliving all available types of combat machines, detaching 5 heavy weapons from machines during combat, and for overriding all remaining cauldrons. This does now mean that we can override every machine in the game, so now it's time for a mechanical safari. You may remember that we overrid a Strider when we first left the Embrace, and apparently I had also overridden a Watcher at some point. There's a trophy for overriding a total of 7 different species, so we override a Broadhead, a Charger, a Sawtooth, a Longleg, and a Lancehorn to earn the trophy. Speaking of Lancehorns, back in the Nora region, there are 23 Grazer training dummies that need to be destroyed. I'm not too sure what the difference between a Grazer and a Lancehorn is, but maybe that's just me being speciesist. Once you destroy all 23, the trophy is yours. Continuing our safari, we now need to transition into poachers. Since the beginning of Aloy's journey, I've been making sure to scan and take down every new species of machine that I encountered. This meant that there were only a few machines remaining, and unfortunately we saved the worst until last. A rock breaker is a massive machine that burrows underground and will pop out to attack. Oh yeah, and it also throws a barrage of rocks your way, which is pretty much impossible to dodge. Once you take one out though, the all acquisition machines killed trophy pops. Then it was onto the behemoth. This is actually the machine we fought in the Sunfall arena, but for some reason when we killed it, the trophy didn't pop. This was really tricky. The lineup of 2 behemoths playing centre half along with a long leg up front really put my archery skills to the test. Thankfully though, once you shoot him in the right place enough times, it loses power and you're able to take down the sad, limping machine, which earns the All Transport Machines Kill trophy. In addition, after slaying the behemoth spouse, you can scan the survivor to earn the All Machines Catalogued trophy. There aren't too many trophies remaining at this point, so we head to each corruption zone, which again was no easy feat when shit like this happens.
Ow!
But eventually, we clear every corruption zone.
Cool, thank you very much, Crocodile.
Hit level 40, and now that we've completed our poacher arc, we can return to the hunting grounds to earn a couple of trophies for grabbing a blazing sun on each level and another for at least a half sun on each level. With the final mission getting closer, it was then time to clean up all of the collectible trophies. This included viewing all vantage points, finding all of the Banuk figures, all of the ancient vessels, and finally all of the metal flowers. There was only 60 collectibles in Zero Dawn, so nothing really in comparison to some of the other games I've played on this channel. The last thing to do before proceeding with the story was to earn the trophy for unlocking the best armour in the game, completing all ally side quests which is required for a later trophy, and to jump into the Frozen Wilds DLC for some additional XP to hit level 50. Just before we conclude Aloy's journey, if you've made it this far and you are enjoying this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. At last, we begin the final mission, but first, a girl's got to sleep. As we had completed all of our potential allies' side quests, we are able to earn the All Allies Joined trophy.
Yes.
Meridian is attacked. Helis gets roasted during Aloy's aura moment.
Chosen. Hades only chose you because you're a fool.
And we try our best to defend the ridge from the oncoming hordes of machines. I'm not sure where this gun has been throughout the game, but Jesus Christ, sign me up now. Just like Man United, our defence is completely split open thanks to the sheer number of enemies, and Aloy is once again knocked out. Waking up, we push through the fire and flames, following the path of destruction, and make some pre-match predictions.
So I think we'll probably have to solo a Deathbringer.
That is until Hades begins to transmit its signal across the land, awakening even more buried ancient machines. We reach the top of the mountain and our prediction is confirmed true. Now what I didn't account for was that I would be fighting a corrupted Deathbringer, which basically just gives the machine a steroid injection. This was actually easier than expected. Even corrupted, the Deathbringer has plenty of weak points to expose and shoot off. The game even throws a few corrupted machines your way, one of which being a Ravager, which has a mean gun that can be picked up and used once it's been shot off. Eventually you can even use the Deathbringer's own detached guns against it. Once the Deathbringer is down and the area is clear of all machines, we are able to purge Hades and use our special move of Uno Reverse to override the protocol and save the day. The old world machines lose power for good. The Sun King smiles as his city is saved. Val and Erend celebrate, and Aloy, once an outcast, is now the saviour of the earth. And with the game beaten, we earn the Ended the War Machine Threat Trophy. There's just one final thing to do before finishing this video, so we head over to the menus.
Skills, 9 points. 3, 6, 9.
And boom, Platinum achieved. Horizon Zero Dawn's Platinum is challenging without being punishing. It's respectful of your time and genuinely fun. And honestly, if saving the world from robot dinosaurs isn't worth a Platinum trophy, I don't really know what is. If you've enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe for more Platinums, and let me know what game you want to see next. Preferably one with fewer machines that explode.